Patrick Chandler, ptlarts.com. Again, I'm an artist. I paint, always stick the wrong finger up first. I paint portraits, landscapes, watercolors. I work with acrylics to start and then put oils on top. I do commissions. I've got a shop called shopptlarts.com and blah, blah. I do sort of. And so I'm developing what else I'm doing. I've got a free course, painting course, that's on my website. If you want to do it, so it's free. You just have to give me your email to get it for free. It's quite an extensive course. Give you a start in acrylics. A business. So that's, if you like this, welcome to my business. So far, it's an ongoing organic concern. It is new. I look old because I look quite good for 60, I hope. So at this stage, I'm talking about reveal. So like on the first video I did, I started to talk about me, reveal from within. So it's like reveal the artist within, reveal the art, a business from within. So before I start, I was going to talk about exhibitions because I've done quite a few now. So I wanted to talk about it from the point of view of reveal. So, but the first thing that's sprung to mind when thinking about what I was going to talk about today was around instinct. So that's the great thing for me since I started to paint after I had a heart attack in 2013. I started painting, having never done it before. So like now it's still just 4 years that I've been painting. I've painted a lot of paintings, etc., etc. But what I've discovered is like the driving force, if you like, what enables me to be able to create these paintings is like trusting what's happening in here, not what's happening in here. So as I've gradually been, I've had a few students so far now, a few people that have asked me if I can show them how to do the work. And my first triggered off response is, you've got to be joking, I've only just started painting, I can't be showing you what to do, I haven't got a degree, I've got no experience. But then they just say, but I really like your painting, can you show me how you do it? So it's grown from there, really. And it's grown from there is why I've got why I'm doing this, is that I've been able to communicate with people and help them understand what it can be that is a block between you and actually doing what it is you're doing. And a lot of this is about instinct. It's about sort of actually going back to what I like to think of as my lizard brain. So my lizard brain, if you like, it's a survival part of yourself, looks at things and then it recognizes, one of the aspects, you could say that one of the aspects is if there's somebody who's coming towards you with a dangerous weapon, then very quickly your senses and your body responds to it and does whatever it is capable of doing. Either you're a highly trained combat, and you do loads of fitness and stuff and you deal with it, or I fit into the camp of I work out how I'm going to get out of the way as quickly as possible, and in the process probably perspire a lot and go red in the face and maybe even feel a certain amount of anxiety. It's me, not being of the Arnie Schwarzenegger make, or being it's not that I'm unfit. In fact, I'm a lot fitter than I've ever been now. However, so this instinct is really powerful, isn't it? We see it all the time. So the thing is, our instinct is really, really strong. But as we grow or it's have more experiences, like from very young age. Like we learn what is a good thing to do and what isn't a good thing to do. It's like we have our fingers burnt, if you like. So fire being a good example. You know, you play with fire and something happens where it hurts and you're burnt or whatever it is, and you don't do it again, do you? So like in a sense, it's like with art and sharing art and also believing in what you're doing. It's like quite early on we can have our fingers burned, can't we? Especially sort of in those formative years, up to 7 years, I believe. Like we become programmed into responding, and we continue to respond in this way, like a computer with an operating system on it. We keep doing this. And so consequently, for me though, I mean, I've got, the reason why I want to share all of this is because I got to the age of 55 and had a heart attack. And then I started to paint and draw. I'd never even occurred to me that I'd be doing all of this now. It's not like I dreamt about it when I was a kid that I wanted to be an artist or something. But what I have noticed is it's completely from this instinct. I'm painting through my instinct. In other words, like I'm looking at something and I keep moving the paint around the canvas until I feel that I've connected with what I need to connect with. And amazingly, it seems to work. So I thought, well, hang on a minute. You know, I'm not, don't even profess to be, or even not even sure if I would want to be a genius or whatever that means. It's not that at all. But actually what I've done since I started to, like, I painted some pictures, put them onto Facebook, people started to buy them, and it's built from there really. I sort of go, oh, hang on then, you know, I've got something here, haven't I? I mean, it's actually a message, isn't it? It's not like, the message is that, you know, since I discovered that I could do this, I just keep doing it. And I'm doing it more and more and more and more. And the more I do it, the better I get at doing it. The more efficient, should I say, and the more confident, and the more I'm able to, convert. I'm convert projects at the moment. You know, eventually I want to convert people to be watching these YouTubes and getting the message that I'm saying. I'm saying that, you know, whatever it is that you want to do, actually, if you chip away, it doesn't mean you need to, you know, I've got no magic formula. It's about hard work, but when it's hard work dedicated to something that you really want to do. So art, a business, it's like, if you make art and you do art, then there's this wonderful, like, idea of hobby. It's not for me, a hobby. I just like, you know, a hobby is something that you do because it's nice to do. Actually, to really sort of break through to another level, you go beyond, you know, for art to be a business. It's like what I did learn from all the years that I did all these work. I worked in the system, is that, you know, you go into work feeling like you don't want to be there. And then other days you go there and it's fine and you wonder what the problem is. And you go, oh, it's quite a nice job, really. I like the people I work with, etc., etc. So really I just had a pop-up come up. Throws you, doesn't it? See, but really it's, what I'm trying to say is, so this instinct is that you don't want to show your work to other people because you've had your fingers burned, or when you do, you're sort of slightly in denial, or you put yourself down, or you just say, well, you know, oh, thanks. It's not that, but inside you're thinking it's not very good what you've done. Either that, or you stick to one style of doing something because it's yours and you own it, and therefore, like, you won't stray outside of that way of working, and which is equally can be equally as problematic. I think art as a business, you have to go art a business. It's about, like any business really, it's about providing something for somebody else. It's like creating value for somebody else. So I've had some lovely experiences this year of that happening for me. But I wanted to talk about exhibitions. Okay, so I've done 5 exhibitions last year, and they're not in the Tate, they're not in the National Gallery, they're not in Switzerland in these wonderful galleries that if you're an artist you probably had loads of emails about. It's not on like these online galleries where you're in a sea of like thousands of people and you paid them money to put your work in there, and then nothing really happens, and actually they make lots of money because you've given it to them. It's not anything. What I do is go out into my community and I find somewhere that, and I sell myself as an artist. I say, look, I'm an artist, I want to show my work in there. And so once I've done it once, I've got to take lots of photographs of what happens. I talk to people, and then, but now, like in such a short space of time over the last couple of years, I've probably done 12 exhibitions around Brighton in the UK where I live, and some like in Kent and various other places, but mainly in Brighton because it's quite a jazzy little place. I've done these exhibitions, I've spoken to people. So when I meet other artists and stuff and they look at my website or they see my exhibition, they say you're a successful artist to me. So, I mean, my initial response is, am I? And then I go, yes, yeah, it's okay. It's building out. It's a slow burner, but I'm getting there. So the more you do things and you just say, when somebody says to you, that is a really lovely piece of work, all you need to do is say thank you. Whatever's happening inside is part of this programming that happens when you were a child. That's all it is. It's part of the programming. The reality is that that person, whoever it is connected to you, and I talk about connection in later videos, is the important thing. And it's building up this respect for yourself that begins to manifest itself outside, and you begin to sell your work. So you may be doing loads and loads of, you may be doing this exhibition, you work really hard at it. The main thing is not to feel resentment, and to be aware of, I mean, for example, what happens to me is start an exhibition. I've got all these big ideas about how I'm going to talk to everybody, give them a card, do this, do the other, do Facebook Live, blah, blah, blah. And I get there and I feel exhausted. And I do talk to people. I do make these, but I don't do anything like as much as I thought I would do. Oh, sneeze. Anything like as much as I thought I would do. So what I mean is like by doing these things, by doing them daily, you gradually start to understand the way that you work. You work. So you're not going to work the same way as me. You're going to work the way that you work, and you're going to see like the weaknesses in your approach. But those weaknesses aren't necessarily, it's the way you look at them. They can be strengths. So they can become strengths. So it's like, but by doing it, you start to see what is the reality. Like some places I've done exhibitions, it's simply not appropriate to be walking up to people, giving them cards, etc., etc., etc. It's not appropriate. And you have to trust your wisdom and the instinct, and that only grows through doing it. And also, every time you do it, you learn something new. You learn how to hang your pictures that's effective. You learn that no walls are straight. You learn that people say they're going to help you and they don't. You learn that people do help you and you didn't expect it. It's all sorts of very valuable stuff for a business. So whether you're, and eventually you can start to make some headway in what you're doing. And you'll find you'll be doing more work with more confidence, because you can see some sort of way forward. It's not just hidden away in your house. It's not just piled up in the corner in your studio. It's actually getting out there. And also you'll find that you start to sell stuff that you thought nobody would ever be interested in. It certainly happens as well. So there we are. Video number 2. See you on the next video. Thanks very much. Oh, thumbs up. I always forget this. Thumbs up down there. Give me a thumbs up, a like, write a comment. Tell me if you don't like it, that's fine. Or you wouldn't be watching it if you didn't like it. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.